Hi, some thoughts for the Feast of St. Michael and All Angels, which we celebrated this week. It's not what you look at that matters, it is what you see. So wrote the philosopher Henry Thoreau. Farron Adria, the visionary chef who created the world's most famous restaurant, El Bulli, was asked, what is the one quality that all successful entrepreneurs share? That's impossible to answer, he responded. There are too many paths to success. Adria turned away, and the interviewer figured it signalled the end of the conversation. Adria then turned back and said, I take it back. There is one thing that all successful entrepreneurs have in common, and that's passion. How do you know it when you find it? Asked the interviewer. Let's put it this way. When you see a glass of wine, what do you think of? A drink, came the reply. Exactly, said Farron Adria. You see a beverage. I see a vineyard. I see an ingredient. I see joy. I see family. I see friends. I see celebration. It is not what you look at that matters. It is what you see. Imagine living in medieval times and you are travelling through the countryside. There is all sorts of dust, noise and activity. You come across a man with a sledgehammer and he's smashing rocks. What's going on here, you ask? The man responds, what does it look like? I'm breaking rocks. You continue on your way and find another man who's got a sledgehammer and he is breaking up rocks. What's going on here, you ask? The man responds, I'm making a living. You walk further down the road and you see a man doing the same thing, sledgehammer in hand and broken rocks around him. What is going on here, you ask? I'm building a cathedral. It's not what you look at that matters, it is what you see. Today we are looking at an almost casual and brief encounter between Jesus and a guy called Nathaniel. If we had been a witness to this little meeting, we'd have been looking at a guy sitting under a fig tree, chilling under its shade, and thought no more about him. However, Jesus looks at him and sees something completely different. Today we are looking at an almost casual and brief encounter between Jesus and a guy called Nathaniel. If we had been a witness to this little meeting, we would have been looking at a guy sitting under a fig tree, chilling under its shade, and thought no more about him. However, Jesus looks at him and sees something completely different. Jesus, if you like, is able to almost perform open heart surgery on Nathaniel and sees deep into his soul and sees a heart incapable of deceit. No wonder Nathaniel is blown away and makes his astonishing profession. Jesus cried that is nothing. Because of what you are and who you are, you will see heaven come down to earth. You will actually see that, says Jesus to Nathaniel. This is something that Jesus was able to do throughout his earthly life. He was able to look at individuals and see their need, their hunger, their desire to be noticed, to be healed, to be loved. Remember Zach the tax up the sycamore tree. We might have looked at a hated little tax gatherer up a tree and hoped he would have stayed there forever. Whereas Jesus looked and saw a man who had a yearning to be different and change. He saw someone who was lost and wanted simply to be found. The disciples themselves saw many people as getting in Jesus' way. They told Bartimaeus, the blind beggar, to shut up and go away. They saw children coming up to him and they wanted them to go away. Send the 4,000 away to buy their own food, say the disciples. No, says Jesus, sit them down. I shall feed them. Jesus looked and also saw their need, their hunger, and then responded with acts of love, of recognition, and of healing. They were not just people in the way, they were individuals to be nurtured and cherished. We can look at the world around us. Politicians at present can look at our present haulage fuel crisis, But do they really see the person who has fallen over, broken and in pain because the helper has an empty tank? It is not what you look at that matters. Rather, it is what you see. Jesus saw something deeply special and amazing within Nathanael, within Peter, within Zacchaeus, within those tax gatherers and so many others. We may have looked and never seen. As a result, so many remain forgotten and lost. It is not what we look at that matters. Rather, it is what we see. Travel Safe Programme.